righty. So one of the things that I run into a lot with my buyers is that possibly they're ready to buy a home. They can afford a mortgage payment. They've done all the things properly, but maybe because of a divorce or something lingering out there, there are still some items on the credit report that are keeping their credit score down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even recent, it's just things happen. So when we come across something like that, we just don't automatically say, I have many clients that have called me after they've talked to other realtors or other lenders and have been told no, and somehow you and I were able to get them into
Yes.
a house. So don't give up. You just have to keep talking to the right people. And what are some of the things somebody can do to help if their credit is the problem, but everything else is perfect?
So traditionally speaking, with an FHA loan, we can go down to as low as a 580 credit
Hmm.
score and still get a client into a
But that's going to
house.
cause the rate to go up, right?
Correct. With a conventional loan, you're typically around that 620 to 640
Okay.
range.
Okay.
Now, a client may have a 520 credit score, but like you mentioned, their income's great, their job stability is great,
Hmm.
their debt to income ratio is in line. Everything on paper looks
Hmm.
great, but they have that 525 credit score.
Right.
So what we're doing at that point is we're really analyzing the client's credit report and we're looking at ways to improve their scores. And we can do what is called a rapid rescore,
Okay.
and that can be accomplished within about 3 business days. What we do with the rapid rescore is we will get documentation from the client and provide that to our credit vendor, and they will reach out to the
So
three
what you're
major credit
doing is you're
bureaus.
looking at the credit report and maybe they have old medical
Mm-hmm.
items or collections that they know they've paid. They can provide that documentation to you. Somebody is contacting the credit bureaus, getting those things updated,
Yep.
right? And
It
then their score gets a boost.
correct. So what you're they're contacting the 3 bureaus, Experian,
Hmm.
Equifax, and TransUnion, and then they provide that documentation to those bureaus and they notify us when that has been
Hmm.
resolved, and then at that point we will do a new hard credit pull and the client scores will typically go up. It's not necessarily collections per se. What we normally see bringing down a
Okay.
consumer's credit is the utilization on a credit card. If a client has $1,000 credit card and their balance is at $950 or even higher in some cases, that will bring down the client's score
So if
significantly.
they have the cash available to throw at those credit cards and get those reduced, you can do that. We don't need to wait for 60 days to go by for that score to automatically go up.
In the 60 days, you bring up a valid point because that's typically how long it takes
Right,
the credit
right.
bureaus to reevaluate a consumer's credit scores. So yes, we can do that within 3 to 5 business days.
Do you charge for that service or it's just a matter of you're trying to get them into a home so it's a service you offer?
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
it's a service we offer and it's through our credit vendor, and we have systems in place that will generate what is called a what if simulation.
Oh, okay.
So
So it'll show you the scenario.
we
If
can
you do
say
this, this is what probably will happen.
exactly, and it's never 100%
Right.
guaranteed, but it's within striking distance for sure.
Okay.
Typically, a consumer wants to have about a max of 30% utilization on a
Okay.
card.
Okay. Now, you mentioned three credit bureaus. I get the call a lot of times. I'll ask somebody how their credit is. For some reason, everybody knows one bureau credit score. What is the lender looking for? Are you looking at all three? And what if one is vastly different than the other two? What is that guideline when you're assessing credit?
So we look at the middle of the 3 bureaus, and that's going to be our qualifying median credit score.
Okay.
If one credit score is significantly higher than the other, what that will typically indicate is there is something on that consumer's credit report that is not getting reported
Okay.
correctly with one particular bureau. They may have a credit card that's only getting reported with Experian and Equifax, and that may be in high credit limit. So the Experian and Equifax credit scores may be low, and TransUnion may be high.
If the mid score is adequate enough for something, you're not, but they do have one that's much higher that if they had that score would allow them to get a lower interest rate. Are you trying to do a rescore to that middle one so it can be raised up or no?
It depends on the product type that they're
Okay.
looking to obtain. If it's an FHA loan, there's not going to be much of a difference in relationship to rate based off a credit score. If it's a conventional loan, yes, credit scores are a lot more
Okay.
integral when it comes to determining rate.
Okay. So, again, if you're worried about your credit, there may definitely be an option for you to get into a home. There are so many options we have available to us, but until we can talk with you, and it's literally a 20-minute phone call. If you don't have time to come into an office and sit down, we can schedule that call around your schedule. Nights, weekends, whatever we need to do, we will make sure that that happens. Right?
100% agree, Don.
All righty. Well, give us a call. We'll see if we can get you into a home this year. We appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. And if you are ready to bite the bullet and get into a home in 2025, we invite you to give us a call. My number is 303-718-6285. Dave?
Thanks so much, Donna, for letting me participate with you during these videos.
Absolutely.
And again, if anybody has any lending questions or lending needs, feel free to give me a call on my cell phone. That number is 720-260-9814. We are here to help you with everything finance related.
The other thing I want to leave you with before we sign off is if it is a no today, they are not just going to let you walk out the door and worry about calling somebody else later. They're going to help you figure out what it is that you need to do to put yourself on the path to home ownership. So if worst case scenario, you cannot purchase today, you will know what you need to do to be in the driver's seat and get into a home. Maybe that's 90 days from now, maybe it's 6 months from now, but they will help you figure that out.
100% agree.
All righty. Make it a great day, folks.